about the white folks when he got canceled. When he was talking about black people, it was everything.
They got by the white boy being by another white boy. I don't give a fuck about no white boy died.
Charleston White is finally getting canceled, and it's long overdue. Now what? Is you gonna white people who collab with him? Are you gonna address this? Are you gonna bring it up? You gonna keep platforming him? Dude is and has always been a despicable human being. I legit have no clue how he still has a platform or is getting booked for speaking engagements or especially invited to black college campuses. Even though one visit went left recently when he got chased off at HBCU.
I got like, I ain't got time to debate. So this is what happened. We go back and forth. The old man say two black people don't have no business hanging with each other. Why? Because all they're gonna do is argue and squabble. When they get through arguing, squabbling, and debate, they ain't gonna build nothing. They're not gonna produce nothing. They're not gonna manufacture nothing. They're not gonna create nothing. So why you talk to black people?
Somebody tell me why this man who has been so hateful toward the black community is speaking at a HBCU. People laughing and nodding their head, but Charleston White is ignorant.
Nah, he wanna be he trying to walk like Tupac and shit, man. Hold on, wrong button. Hey, he think he on his Malcolm X and his Martin Luther King shit, man. This dude is hilarious, bro. I think people be going too far past the entertainment, but like I understand. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna review Kwame Brown's topic too, because I kind of seen how Charleston White reacted when him and Kwame Brown was doing their thing or whatever. So we're going to get to it. Let's keep going.
When they get through arguing, squabbling, and debate, they ain't going to build nothing. They're not going to produce nothing. They're not going to manufacture nothing. They're not going to create nothing. So why you talk to black people?
Somebody tell me why this man who has been so hateful toward the
Okay, so black people, though. Why do we hate when people try to, and he's a black man, right? Why do black men get ridiculed for just, speaking their mind, right? About our communities. It'd be one thing, like if black people was on some, they had to hear it from another source. But when we hear it from each other, we always get so emotional about it. We always get so offended by it. You know what I mean?
Black community is speaking at a HBCU. People laughing and nodding their head, but Charleston White is ignorant. Whoever hired and paid him to go to a HBCU with his digital footprint needs to be fired. That's crazy.
We need plans. We need resources. We need alternatives. We're not coming with alternative debate. All y'all debate now. Get some goddamn money. Y'all got.
He is dressing like a 22-year-old, bro. Dude is tripping.
Listen, y'all got an educated scholar, college educated nigga talking street talk, criminal talk. I wasted my time. Why are you walking away from your people? Why are you walking away? Damn about my.
And I missed this too. I didn't even see the videos from when he was, doing the shit at the college. But of course, man, people aren't going to find this guy entertaining in a time like that. They're going to want to,
The white people, I'm about my people.
Literally paying a man to come to a black campus and speak to black youth that says right there he don't.
Hey, T-Mac, they already hate each other, bro. That's the part we got to get by. Black people, you will never see black men interact with each other on a sense of, how you doing, Miss Susan? You'll never see black people interacting from a stranger standpoint where they feel like they should, be genuine with each other. You don't see that shit with those guys that much. I ain't even gonna front with you, bro.
Don't care about his people at all.
Man, I don't give a damn about no HBCU. I went to a white school.
But what happened? You're not at HBCU.
I don't give a damn about HBCU.
Well, why are you here?
Because they brought me here by mistake.
Charleston White has said and done horrible things, and I'm not exaggerating. He's wished death on people and people's children. He talked down on people that passed.
10 seconds.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King Vaughn all over again.
Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. Now check this out.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King Vaughn mama all over again.
He antagonizes people with threats and weapons and then runs to the police to get people locked up.
Information that you're calling about, then we will return your call at our earliest convenience. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Charleston White. I'm a victim of a crime by a guy of a rolling 50 Crip. They call him 55 Street Crip. Baby OG Baby Snaps. He got a cell phone in prison and he's making threats to victims via social media. He's recording threatening videos that's very terrifying in a prison cell in the dark.
Hey man, how many people y'all know? See, he's being labeled a rat, right? People love calling him a rat, right? But man, think about it, black people going to the hood and start saying, man, I'm about to tell on your ass for what you're doing in the neighborhood. How many people gonna like that man anyway? Because they feel like, he's destroying something they got going on in the community. But if you turn around and say, hey, man, the things you're doing in the community aren't cool. I don't like how you're approaching this situation. I think you should be influencing the kids with something different, something more strategic, something more structural. They'll still ridicule you for that. Man, we ain't on that shit over here, bruh. We just over here getting money, bro. Go get you some money, bro. That's how black people, we be talking to each other when it comes to this ghetto and this community shit, bro. Like, come on, man. No.
Worst of all, he's admitted to drugging and essaying women multiple times. He's done all this trash behavior under the guise.
Well, I heard him say he didn't mean that shit, man. I mean, I don't know. Let's keep.
That he's an entertainer.
I'm not defending that man. I'm just saying what I heard him say. I'm not defending him.
Comedian, or he's just playing a character. But now it seems like he crossed the line and made white people mad when he talked disrespectfully about Charlie Kirk's death.
Why no more white boy die?
Which has become a nationally divisive.
So that's crazy though. So he doesn't become ridiculed until he starts talking or mocking the death of a white man. But when he was talking that black on black shit, it wasn't an issue.
We have to stop pretending that it's just a violence problem in America. This was a political assassination by the left on the most prominent and important.
And like my boy Bro Sanchez said, hey man, why y'all calling it a political assassination? Why can't y'all just say it was white on white crime? Why does it have to be labeled political assassination?
Young voice in conservative America. That's what happened.
And now Charleston White is facing real scrutiny and more backlash than he ever has in his career.
There you go. He spells it out for you. Charleston White says, I don't give a fuck about a white man dying. Laughing. You saw the video, sniped in the neck, blood gushing everywhere. Immediately goes to social media to show himself laughing and making a joke about it. Now what? Is he gonna, white people who collab with him, are you gonna address this? Are you gonna bring it up? Are you gonna keep platforming him?
But I'm Jew, welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it. So of course all this started with Charlie Kirk getting shot and passing away at a Utah campus.
In America, over the last 10 years, counting or not counting gang violence.
I say, please don't show no violence, because they already got me for that a couple of days ago. I'm sorry, YouTube, I didn't mean to show that. But I appreciate y'all letting me keep the views, man. Thank you.
Which then received national coverage, with everybody giving their thoughts about the situation or his legacy online.
I've never been so in my whole life. That is Kirk right here in Utah.
That's your typical. This is who's scared now, bro. How in the hell are these people scared though? That's the part I'm trying to understand, bro. Do y'all not know how these people roll, bro? These people right here, they roll deep. And they communicate and they all down with that shit together. Like, they on one accord. Our people, on the other hand, they say we're not on one accord. So I really don't be understanding how when we do speak the truth to each other, it comes to a factor of, man, nobody, you know, they always get ridiculed for it, you know.
That is Kirk right here in Utah.
And Charleston White had a lot to say.
No white man die. No mother white boy die. They think I care about a white boy being killed by another white boy. I don't give a fuck about no white boy die. I don't give a fuck about no Pepperwood getting shot. I don't give a fuck about no white boy.
I was wondering why I didn't see his videos no more, because I was subbed up to his channel. And then, you know, I stopped seeing his videos. I didn't even see a couple of them, but I think I did see this one right here.
Boy get killed. Kid. They give a fuck about that white boy kid. They probably autistic anyway. They give a fuck about that white boy kid.
Oh,
the kid. Charlie Kirk baby. All the police that die, man, that white boy. It is white baby. They don't fuck about no white boy. The white on white crime. I don't give a fuck about white on white crime. White people don't care about black on black crime.
Yeah, the world changed.
That white boy. In his deal. Yeah, he got 2 kids. So, the King Von did too. His babies too. Yeah, they think I'm supposed to girl. Nigga, I'm having fun. Baby, didn't nobody shoot me on the college campus. That's why they stay off in white folk campus. Had he been to an HBCU, they just would have recorded it. They think I care about a white man getting killed. Killed the white man. Yeah, you about no white boy getting put on his. I should have protection. I'll protect me. They'll give that nothing.
And of course, he received instant backlash for that, with people suddenly remembering how terrible of a person Charleston White is when he's finally talking about somebody white. Because he said all the same stuff about black people, about King Von, Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph, like I said, just about any rapper that died or got.
Well, white women are kind of in the same category. White women are kind of in the same category as black men, in my opinion. Okay, so when he spoke about the white woman, nobody better than I. They might have, I don't recall. And when he talks about black men, no one bats an eye. Some people do, you know. So we're gonna highlight that as well. But for the most part, I feel like those two people are in the same category. White women and black men in some kind of fashion. You know, they are, and even when they start to date each other and stuff like that, people get real, you know, the tension is high, you know.
People were bringing up some of the more crazier stuff that Charleston White has admitted to over the years, like essaying multiple women.
You goddamn right we grew up in the White House.
Let's get it.
Running on the white Let's look. Tell them about when I raped this one girl one time. I'm a man that's strong to believe that some women need their whooping they too.
And for once in his life, it seemed like he started to feel the heat because even people that he actually listens to, and I guess his friends with, like Aiden Rawls, reached out to him to check him about his comments.
We're humans, bro. We're all human beings at the end of the day. It's like, how uncivil are we going to get? What's it going to take? Like, and you know, that's why I told Charleston today, I called Charleston, I didn't like what he said. I said, Charleston, the same exact people that are cheering on for Charlie Kirk passing away and celebrating are the same ones that would be happy if you died. You know what I mean? Like the same.
Yo, it's crazy though. People like Aiden Ross, man. You gave this man a platform to speak about black people. But as soon as he speaks about a white man, it becomes a problem. We should really pay attention to how these cats be moving, man. That's my reaction to that.
Ones that would cheer on. Nobody deserves to die and get shot in public like the way Charlie did. And that's just the truth.
Which led to Charleston White addressing this controversy in the most Charleston White way ever.
You don't say shit, and I say it to the niggas. When I'm trolling the niggas about their dead babies and dead mammies, you don't say, what do you mean? Well, I'm a fucking comedian. I get the fuck with anybody. Satire comedy is what we call it. How you gonna take that away from me? So Charlie's no exemption. Don't you joke about fentanyl Floyd? He's no different than a fentanyl Floyd. Floyd was the Black Lives Matter movement. Kirk is a white ring conservative movement. We get to joke about one another. Remember? Liberal, conservative.
Can't say he don't have a point there. The right and MAGA have literally been dragging George Floyd's death for years now, bringing him up like he's a national treasure, MLK to black people or something. It's really weird. I actually saw a tweet that's super accurate about this. Heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a good point. Factual.
So why is it you want to get in your fight? This is not America that beat British. I'm telling you. These are not the Americans that beat the Redcoats. These are the these are not the Americans that could have stopped 9/11.
And I think he's referring to the conservative far right, right? So they are the ones that are proclaiming that they're being targeted, you know, and they don't have a say so in public. People want to snipe them or whatever. But you have to also pay attention to the fact that a lot of the things that that have occurred in our times came from those same conservative people. So now they're playing victim per se. I'm not going to sit here and agree with anyone being sniped. I'm going to tell you that now. That's just not cool, all right?
Feelings all the time. These are the Americans crying because you didn't get picked on the fucking playground because someone said something about you. Who gives a fuck?
So let me ask you this. If he has said if he has spoken the manner that he did without mocking that man's demise, would it have been okay? Or would he still have been ridiculed just based on speaking up on it, you know?
About the dead. Charlie can't hear what I'm saying. Charlie's dead. Even your Bible says, let the dead. Why are you guys worshiping and honoring the dead? Even your Bible says it. This is the Americans. You will not beat China. I'm telling you. This long laugh at black people, and now you white on white crime come back and bite your. You're always talking about black on black crime. Look how you kill each other. Now look at you white each other.
Charleston White is ridiculous. The problem he's going to run into, though, is just like all these black MAGA guys. They're talking heads to talk down to black people in the black community. The problem then comes when you then talk about the white community or problems that they have. They don't want to hear that. So by already alienating the black community, now basically being outcasted by the right because they don't even care that you want to talk about black people now because you talked about them and now disrespected Charlie Kirk. If he's not going to be outright canceled, his platform, influence, and voice is definitely going to be minimized and bottled. Because in this society, there's some people that you can talk about and get rewarded and some people that you can't. And it seems like Charleston White just realized that and got his wake-up call. But thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. Juju, say hi.
Shout out to that guy, man. That's who is this right here? That's Jew Almighty. Make sure y'all sub to Jew Almighty, man. Hit the like button on his channel. We just wanted to react to that real quick because I wanted to make sure that people were on the same page when it came to the content itself. All right. All right, now let's go over here to Kwame Brown Bus Life. Make sure y'all also sub to Kwame Brown Bus Life, man. And let's get it going. Let me see, is it gonna pop up for me? Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Now tell me what you gonna do. All right, here we go. Let's go. Fair use, educational, entertainment purposes only.
So, we got to go over this, good people. Sometimes I eat cereal during the day. My hands actually from all the stuff.
Oh, yeah, and I get that too, right? Like, we're also dealing with people that have an opinion about it because they don't want to look like trash, right? They want to make sure that they protect their brand, right? They want to make sure that no one is able to infiltrate that. But we can be infiltrated at any moment for any cause, right? So I understand that as well too.
No. Oh. Make sure I check the date. Over this real quick. Who is this?
Make sure y'all subbing up to the channel.
They've canceled Jimmy. What would they cancel just then? Dang, I don't have my little. Where's my phone? I think they canceled Jimmy Kimmel. They didn't cancel Jimmy, I think. Excuse me, y'all. Charleston White is surprised. Charleston White surprised that he was used. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, they canceled him.
So Danza Project was talking about how like you can get 30 subjects off of a guy like Charleston White, right? So like he could be talking for an hour or two, and you can get 30 subjects off the man. Let's go.
And I think they canceled him because he tried to make it seem like the shooter was a MAGA supporter. And so they canceled him for that. Molly left ESPN. There's a lot been going on. But I want to talk about this situation real quick because this shed a light on a lot of hypocrisy, I think, in people. Because as Christians, you are supposed to do a certain thing. And a lot of people say that they're Christians. So you're not supposed to point out somebody else's wrongdoings to justify you now making a bad decision as a Christian. As a Christian, you're supposed to pray for people. As a Christian, you're not supposed to wish death on anybody. You're supposed to, like I said, pray for these people. And here it is, everybody, every year, Democrat, Republican, and Democrats want to take your guns. They talk about gun violence, they don't ever talk about gun safety, but they always talk about gun violence in America, right? We need to end gun violence. And then here it is, a man gets unalive on national television in front of everybody. And
so that gun violence shit is weird because it's like, why do we want to blame the weapon instead of blaming the man that has the weapon in his hand? Make that make sense. Like, we don't want to blame the man, we want to blame the weapon, because on both sides, if somebody was attacking you or your family, you would want to make sure that you're able to protect them at all costs. You would want to make sure that you're able to defend your family. But that becomes an issue when a man but it becomes an issue because we want to defend our family. Nah, man, come on, that doesn't even make sense. Stop blaming the weapon or the firearm, and make sure we're blaming the man with the firearm, or they're using it as a weapon at that point.
Instead of them talking about end gun violence, they were cheering. So they got made to be hypocrites on this situation. The people who was okay with cancel culture, those people were always okay with canceling somebody else that said something that they didn't agree with. This last administration took it so far that they wanted to cancel. So they wanted to sanction social media sites from being able to post certain things. So my thing is, I'm not.
And you know what I also said? Our people, black people, since they say we can't really truly come together, then of course at that point we're going to be targeted even more, right? Now, since that has become a subject matter, and we're bringing in the troops and everything like that into the black populated cities, the only thing that's going to open up our people's minds, the young ones to the older ones, where we have to find this way to strategically move amongst each other or whatever, it's going to take a tragedy. Unfortunately, that's just my opinion. It's going to take something to open all of our eyes to change the way that we approach living amongst this type of society.
I never was for cancel culture, but I'm damn sure not gonna cry for the
even people. If it is something like slavery being placed on the table. And I'm not saying we should go into slavery at all. Hell to the no. But what I do understand is that, let's just say that they do go into a city like Chicago or Memphis or whatever heavily black populated city, and they start taking us out, we'll fucking open our eyes then.
That's getting the belt to ass when they were putting belt to ass. If we had a room full of people and we did the belt to ass test, well, hit or pass test, whether you hit me with a belt or pass it, you can decide if to smack somebody or pass. Anybody who smacked me with that belt, I'm definitely going to put them on the list to smack them back. The person who said, no, I'm not going to participate in that, and they passed, if it's my turn to go around, I would pass. So they're not going to pass up on an opportunity to put belt to your ass now that you sanctioned the president, wouldn't let him get on Twitter. You guys went after Dave Chappelle. You went after anybody who said something you didn't like. You have gotten the whole left thinking that words are violence. You got people thinking that it's justifiable to unalive somebody because you've now said words are attacking. So now you brainwash the culture of people to think that they can physically attack back over words. You guys didn't teach this generation sticks and stones may break my bones. You taught them words turn into flesh, and you taught them all this weird terminology because you are not an adult and you can't deal with being able to hear things that you don't necessarily. I hear things I don't want to hear all the time. 20 years they called me a bust. You think I went out and took justice in my own hands and harmed somebody? It's just you guys are a lot.
Great point. You know, like we get ridiculed all the time as human beings by other human beings. We get criticized. People want to harm you, but you don't react a certain way. But then when someone does react, you know, let's keep going.
A weak. What? He looked like he got shot in the eye. That's not the point. But anyway, he got a bunch of weak, soft people that now want to make words into violence so they can actually be violent. And it doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad a lot of people, happy birthday, Jenny Velez. I'm happy that a lot of people have grown up and a lot of people have realized through this man's unaliving murder that you can tell that this is going to go down a path of no turning back. All they have to do, if the other side start participating, because what happens is what you start doing, somebody else is going to start doing as well. So now that the left is getting a little taste of cancel culture, they're getting a taste of their own medicine. Now they don't like it. And so if you praise unaliving somebody on one end, then somebody else might try to do that same thing. So I'm glad that the left, and we should put sanctions on the media too. We shouldn't allow the media to sway so much narrative and focus in that negative scope on somebody over a difference of opinion. You should not highlight an opinion so big to make it to where it's like a fact, to where someone is going to get harmed. An opinion should just be natural, like breathing. Somebody should say, okay, I respect your opinion on that, but I'm going to choose to live like this. No matter what nationality you are, no matter what, you should be able to stand on an opinion. It's not a fact. The Democratic Party is a cult and godless. That's what it seems like now. I mean, it all seems like it's just the Democratic Party that don't want you to say anything about their behavior, and they want you to just let them run them up. And if you question their behavior, you're attacking. You just questioning behavior is attacking. You're being hurtful. You do all these things to not have a conversation, but they can actually be violent. So this video is about Black conservative perspective. So let's hear these people. Dude, are you serious? Yes, I am. I surely am. And
I think that on both sides, see my thing with the political parties, I think they both have a hand in manipulating how we all feel about what we're seeing in public. I think they both have a hand in it, you know.
And the other thing that got found out is that Charleston White found out that, nigga, you wasn't being no revolutionary, and you're not a revolutionary. You're the same hypocritical guy who did something for pay. You trained white people that it was okay. You went over there, you had Charlie Kirk and all them, not Charlie Kirk, you had Aideen Ross and Adam 22. You had all these white guys, not Adam, Vlad. You had Vlad TV, all these people thinking that you were good at first. Vlad saw you and then said F you. But you had all these people, even a black man in Say Cheese TV, with all the things you said about black people, he's still giving you money to still talk. You were saying F George Floyd. Not only did Aideen Ross use you and made money off of you, same thing with the Black Brother Say Cheese TV. No matter what you said about somebody black, it was funny. No matter every disrespectful thing he said. Oh, Sean Cotton, that's what it was. Sorry, Sean Cotton. But
Sean
everything,
Cotton
I thought that's the same person.
is,
but everything he says, he get paid for and monetized, and it's all disrespectful. Gilly the kid gets murdered in the street, or unalived in the street. Here it is in a time of mourning. He got to hear a man talking like that in the media. Right. The mainstream media lies every night.
Which
still not
is very unfortunate, right? Like I don't know, but once again, so he's mocked Black Death, right? He mocked Black Death, but soon as he mocks the death of a white YouTube political activist on the right side, then he gets canceled. Okay, so now he's no longer a profound speaker. He's no longer looked at as an activist himself, or a mogul, whatever people want to call it, or just a fucking content creator. Really, a lot of people just content creators at this point. Then it's an issue.
So insane, absolutely. Salute to you, Paul. And that's what they need to put sanction on, the media. And these hypocritical people now are saying that Charleston White is wrong for what he said. He is wrong for what he's saying, but he's been wrong this entire time. And you guys still monetize him. Aideen Ross, you heard this man say the same exact thing about other people's family, and you didn't say anything about it. You still said he was a good person. Sean Cotton, all these people who purchased this man and let him on their shows, it was all cool when in a time of mourning, when you're saying these type of things, and then he's a good orator. So he's like, oh.
The unfortunate thing is that they won't continue to let him speak at this point. They're going to make sure that, he's no longer viable on these platforms like YouTube, where he was speaking so freely. I think he did lose his channel and then he got it back. And I'm assuming he done lost his fucking channel again. Like, Jesus Christ.
The black boy is weak. He's saying this in front of white people. The black male is weak. They sit online and they worry about what people say all day. No. And that's what y'all need to understand. In a time of mourning, you are at a state, you can turn a man that is an everyday hardworking man, that where he's grieving a death, and you're talking about that loved one on camera. You're disrespecting that loved one on camera. This is a high emotional time. So
What
it
is
should
this?
fall under inciting violence. Because you can turn a natural, normal Christian person into an unaliver based on your mouth, based on your words in that particular time. And I think people are starting to realize that now. So hopefully, and this turns into a law that gives you the freedom of speech. But when someone is unalive, it need to be a law that says you cannot incite violence. And getting on a rap song saying we smoking on such and such, we sipping a drink on such and such, you should be immediately arrested because you are inciting violence. That's not making it safe the streets.
Most definitely. So if Black Death is being mocked because we know it can incite violence, then of course we shouldn't be mocking that on the white side as well. You know, nobody's death should be getting mocked, and that's just a horrible display of character, and yeah, that's just not cool. But once again, that's a tactic being used by the left, supposedly, right? And the right is kind of making headlines with that because they're like, hey, we're not those type of people. We'll defend ourselves if it comes down to it, you know, but we're not those type of people.
Because someone hears that and then they come spin the block up and they ain't caring about nobody sitting around because these media pundits, they want to cancel that right now. But you want to press play on the radio. You want to press play in a black culture where you have drill music really stating this every day that we spinning the block. We shooting this person up. And so why can't you cancel rap along with it? Cancel this drill rap that is disrespecting the unalive and the other people loved one. The same energy that y'all feel now, attack the music industry with the same way. You wonder why these young boys are unalive in the street? It's because they got to hear that we up the scold on you. We up one. We up one. We just split the block on this. Now, y'all don't want to hear about y'all people being unalive. Make it to where nobody can rap or talk about that on the social media platform. It is that serious? Because Charleston White, everybody knew you was getting used. Now he want to spin it like it's revolutionary. Everybody and their mama know that they was using you because if they really don't like us anyway, then why would they care if your dumb ass would sit there and talk about your own kind? It makes no sense. Yeah, we'll pay. You do it for us. I said it day one I came on the internet. They get a black mouth to say the things that they can't necessarily say. And they found that black mouth. He getting up there interview after interview saying the black male is weak. The black male get caught up in what you say. The black male this. Now it's, oh, I was playing the character. I don't like white people. You like that money they were giving you. And A.D. Ross was using him, and he was using A.D. Ross.
If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the pinned message up here at the top, the stream elements. Let's go.
All sucker shit. Because no one talks like that in real life. You'll need more than security if you go around and just talk to people like that. That's stupid.
Openly celebrate his murder, with millions more liking those disgusting social media posts online. If you're a Democrat who still cares about a better world and a better future, it's time to leave. Your Democrat Party has become a hate cult. It spends billions, if not trillions, to poison the minds of your fellow citizens so that they hate their friends, their neighbors, and even their family members simply for thinking.
Oh yeah, people definitely be mocking people deaf, and that's definitely leading us down this wicked path in our communities, right? It's definitely leading us down these wicked ass paths. It's unfortunate too because we could find an alternative way to approach these situations, even if people end up clashing. You know, appreciate it, man. Even if people continue to clash over you know, deaths that occurred in the neighborhood, because that's trauma, right? You can't get past that type of trauma. So even when we see people reacting the way that they're doing on the right side right now because of this traumatic occasion, then we have to step back, you know, and hold each other accountable. That's the way that we kind of get past this in order for us to, you know, get to the next step. And there's so many different avenues I could take talking about this subject when it comes to the Charlie Kirk issue, the demise of Charlie Kirk, because so many things were being placed in front of our eyes from the media, from the small hat media, where it's a head scratcher, okay? It's like it was almost placed there for us to react the way that we're reacting now, where we're all speaking about it, we're thinking about it, we're contemplating hurting each other. You know, it's like it's almost definitive.
We didn't wake up in a country where millions celebrate death and murder by accident. The Democrat Party, along with its donors and its friends in the media, engineered this. If you see what I'm seeing and want to know part of it, I ask that you leave the Democrat Party to force its reform so we can all live in a happier and better country.
I am fucking done with the Democratic Party. You guys are psychotic. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I'm 43 years old, and I've never been more humiliated and embarrassed to be part of something. You guys are the most racist, hateful, bigoted, nasty group of people I've ever had to mingle with.
Now, you know what, ma'am? You're right. And you was with the party that's not going to ask. Ma'am, why do you say that? They don't have that type of thought process. They're going to say, well, you little pick me, this and this and that. They're going to say all kinds of disparaging things to you. That group wants all of your brain, your mind, all of this. It's weird. It is weird. No one is supposed to celebrate someone's death. Either side, man. Left or right. Any person that's doing that, you are weird.
And it's not all, just to be clear, but it's the majority of you guys. The left has...
Hey, we got 90 people watching. Let's get 50 new subs, man. Let's go.
Goddamn minds. What I witnessed over the last 72
We
hours
ain't
has
going
been an
nowhere.
absolute
We ain't gonna
disgrace.
stop.
Disgrace. The radical leftists are exposing themselves at such a record rate that literally MAGA is not alone anymore in standing against the far left radical ideologies and violence. And I say that based upon all the messages, all the phone calls that I've got from Democrats and liberals that I know, even some people that are pretty far left leaning, because I know like some former Democrat for over a decade. The sentiment, the overall sentiment is that they're fucking done with the ideologies that the far left pushes, and we all know what those are. I mean, these are Democrats and liberals saying that. Not that they're all about MAGA or for Donald Trump or that they're Republicans, but they are finally being very vocal and speaking out against the far left. So now is our opportunity to have those conversations with the rational people. You don't have to worry about the far left, you're a fascist, toddler type acting people, or the bullies online or any of them. Worry about the rational liberal. Have conversations with those people.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a fascinating trend, a trend that I think
One who once said,
It's a lot of people stressing this subject right now, and they're pushing this left and this right thing. It's almost like they're recruiting as well in the media. Like, why are we recruiting through a traumatic issue like this? You know, that's like that's almost like it was destined to happen that way. Okay, so the left looks a certain type of way. Let's keep pushing the right. Trump kind of leads into this, hey, I'm, you know, like he said, I'm the last president. Why can't we kind of see that, you know?
they always want to play the what about is a both sides game.
What I do know for sure is that, you know, Charlie was someone who once said, you know, guns save lives after a school shooting. Charlie was someone who was willing to debate and downplay the death.
Ma'am, are you trying to say that he should be unalive because he said guns save lives? Let me just show you how easy that is to say that he's right about that. 3 people got shot. 3 cops got shot in Philadelphia, right? 3 cops just got unalived in Philadelphia. 2 others wounded. Another cop came up and shot the gunman with a firearm. So he saved other people from getting unalived with a firearm. So guns do save lives given the situation. Okay? Guns take lives and they save lives given the situation. So I don't understand what you're so upset about.
George Floyd in the hands of Minneapolis police.
He called him a scumbag.
Right, have no regard, downplay slavery and.
Ma'am, he called George. A lot of people call George Floyd a scumbag because they feel like he was convicted of putting a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach. Let's at least give context to it. It's not like people just said George Floyd is a scumbag. They never said that. They heard that he put a weapon, a firearm, towards a pregnant woman's stomach. That'd be a double whammy. So no logical thinking man would say this is a nice person. That's what they were saying. It always go back to behavior when you're discussing somebody. It does. Right. Does that mean he deserved to get a knee on his neck for that?
Like a social credit score type shit, you know? And you know, at this point with social media as relevant as it is now, don't you believe that a social credit score will be coming soon? You know, that's just my opinion. That doesn't have to be truthful. That's my opinion. But it's starting to look like your social credit score can most definitely be affected by something you may have did in the past. Because for people to look at George Floyd and just assume that he's a piece of shit and he deserved what happened to him because of something he did in the past, then of course they would be rating him from something he did in the past.
Long it does not. Am I justifying someone that Chauvin dude leaning on his neck? No. But am I saying you got to be able to be a rational thinker to be able? Okay, well let me help you get the hell out. Make sure you don't come back. But people always act like they can't understand why someone said something and try not to make it a soundbite to justify somebody being unalive. That to me don't make sense.
Black people have gone through in this country by saying Juneteenth should never exist. And I think, you know, there are a lot of people who are out there talking about him just wanting to have a civil debate.
Completely rewriting history.
Yeah, there is nothing.
You know what I figured out with like people that watch on YouTube, even if they in the bushes or anything like that, like they're really trying to see if you're gonna get them something that they could use in their lives. But either way it go, I'm gonna make sure that you find something that you can use. That grain of salt I've always talked about at this point.
Effed up, you know, like then to completely pretend that you know his words and actions have not been recorded and in existence for the last decade or so.
What do you think your responsibility is as the leader of the Democrats to curb rhetoric that might be inflammatory, and specifically that of
We have made clear that political violence directed at anyone in any way.
Political violence? Why do they keep saying political violence? Was it an assassination by a man by the name of Tyler something? Like, is it Tyler Robinson or something like that? Say the man's name. See, when I hear political violence, they're trying to make this a political. I'm gonna find the word, but it has nothing to do with him, whether it's political or not. A man was taken off this earth, and someone had to do it. Why does that have to be a political thing? Why can't you just say white on white crime? Why does it hurt them so much to say that? Why does it hurt them to say that?
Or in any place is unacceptable in the United States of America. And every member of Congress, and certainly the President of the United States, have a responsibility to take the temperature down and ensure that we are lifting people up. There are many people who have doubled and tripled down on inflammatory rhetoric in the aftermath.
Political violence is crazy, though, yo. Political violence? Political violence.
Of the killing and assassination of Charlie Kirk, who hold extreme views outside of this institution.
Video, we go
and the question that should be asked is, has the president brought the rhetoric down?
Yeah.
Wrong.
So now it's about bringing the rhetoric down. Everybody talking about the rhetoric. It's all about bringing the rhetoric down. Not that you got to deal with what somebody got to say. Bring the rhetoric down.
But not just violence, though. You can't just say violence, white on white violence. It has to be some type of political standpoint with a man. It can't just be violence. Are y'all catching that, or am I tripping? Hopefully y'all are able to catch that. But they're making this political. Like I said, the left did something allegedly, even though his family were from the far right. And now the far right are reacting a certain way. And they're saying it was political violence instead of just saying it was violence. When it comes to black people, it's just violence. But when it comes to our people, I mean, when it's our people, it's just violence. When it's their people, it's political. Somebody had to take a stand on something that was political. What was the political point that was being made? Because they were talking about black people when he was sniped. Or they were talking about a person's sexuality. So what was the political standpoint at that moment?
You celebrate this. If you don't condemn it, if you're happy, there's a clear line between me and you. No, you're not a fan. I do not support you. I do not want you to support me. If you claim to be an individual who wants to end gun violence, then you are contradicting your values to their core if you celebrate it. And if you see anybody celebrating it, happy with it, okay with it, please call them out. Please call them out.
Charlie Crist was killed 2 days ago.
I get Charlie.
I'm sorry.
Kirk.
I just called him Chris because of Christ.
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot of clips being shared about this subject, and I can almost guarantee a lot of people have seen these type of these clips already. But what I will point out is the fact that people are. I dropped the link. I dropped the link in the other one, and it'll get shared on both videos. So you can hit the link, and we can definitely discuss it if you'd like to while I'm dropping these videos. But once again, a lot of people probably have seen a lot of the stuff that I'm playing right now, and they're probably just trying to get my standpoint on it. But what I will say is that I don't see this as a political. They're using Charlie Kirk as a political pawn at this point, but he was not in politics, correct? If I'm not mistaken. So the man had nothing to do with politics, but it's political. That should open up the minds of the people that's paying attention to what the news is pushing to us.
Because of his deep belief. I mean, I disagreed with him on almost every.
So to leave the left because I'm disgusted about what
I'm gonna go to this last person right here because I think this person right here really brought it home. This is a black young person that's in the LGBTQ. I don't know what he or whatever he identified as, but he's gonna hit the nail on the head with his commentary. Watch.
So I think stuff like this is very prevalent. I think that this is very common, and that's why a lot of stuff is going to backfire on Democrats. So let's get into it.
Okay, hi TikTok. So I am a college student, and I have really been pondering over the past week politics, my worldview, and just where I stand politically time. And I've just been so firm in them.
He's basically going to say that he doesn't agree with it, even though he's from the left. Okay.
I've been in these left-leaning echo chambers because of them, and I've kind of just always been around left-leaning voices as I got older. But now I'm really considering if that's even who I am and if that's what I stand for. And I'm kind of maybe considering leaving the left because after seeing how many people have just been so nasty and just disgusting in reaction to Charlie Kirk passing away from gun violence, it's like so shocking to me because when I first heard about the news, right, I actually was understanding to a lot of this excitement online. I didn't think much of the death because from what I had heard, Charlie Kirk had been a neo-Nazi who wanted me to be dead. He didn't support my existence.
All right. Shout out to Kwame Brown for his contribution to this subject. Let's go to this one right here. All right. Let's get to this. Since we was talking Charleston White. So at this point, I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say that Charleston White is most definitely being targeted because of who he spoke about. And the fact that he could spark that mind. about the subject, okay? Because it's definitely showing that when he was talking about black people, there was no issue. You know what I'm saying?
You got it?
Shout out to the subs, man. Let's go.
With each other.
Stop sharing. Let's bring this one up. I'm sharing on 2 videos. That's why we're doing it like this. All right, let's go, man. Cause this guy, this is a head scratcher. But of course, you know, he gets to control the media over there with this Charleston White rhetoric.
Because all they're going to do is argue and squabble. When they get through arguing and squabbling and debate, they ain't going to build nothing. They're not going to produce nothing. They're not going to manufacture nothing. They're not going to create nothing. So why you talk to black people?
And I always try to justify why black people might not be producing anything. Let's just say it like this. When you look at let's just say a black neighborhood, right, for instance, you're going to have that exceptional token nigga, okay? When it comes to your white neighborhoods, you're going to have multiple exceptional white men, okay? So when those black men take it upon themselves and to change the things around them, their environment, their economy around them, and you know, make their attempts at the culture, you know, it kind of gets shaded per se. Like they're not able to change the men around them because those men are already being distracted. They're distracted, all right? And then on top of that, based on them being distracted, they might be hungry. They might not be producing in school. They might not be learning the proper subjects. Then of course it's gonna lead right back to what they know best, you know. They're gonna go back to what they've been taught, whether that be drug dealing, whether that be violence, whatever the fuck the case may be. You know, of course we don't want to live like that. I think a lot of the men, if you all right, we back online. Hold up. Put a 1 in the chat for me real quick, somebody. All right, let's go. I thought something else happened. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can just get a clip of what this guy says real quick, and then I'm gonna leave it at that.
Tried to hurt anybody. Yeah. It was a tough day, you know. And there was a Colorado school shooting.
This is his channel. I don't know if he was.
A lot of bullshit happening in the world.
Yeah. But one thing about it, man, never throughout history have evil ever won. Never throughout human existence have evil ever won.
But why is?
Yeah, let me put this. You said it's not working. It should be working. You might have hit the wrong one, Russell. It's not the stream element, it's StreamYard. But there it go again. Let me know. Let's see what this guy says real quick. It is kind of strange though, man. I mean, I have heard them speak about multiple different subjects and topics whenever they're live and shit like that. But for the most part, you know that this man was talking down on black people, but you didn't want to stop representing him. Is that what he's saying? You know, he's confronting him.
Is there a bunch of stuff happening in the world right now?
Good things happen to bad people just like bad things happen to good people. You know, that's the yin and the yang of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think he's a small hat too.
The sun can't shine every day. So we have to have rain. We have to have trials. We have to have tribulation. And you know, the way someone dies can be horrific at times. But the overall concept of dying and having to die.
That's to support the channel, Lonnie One Love. The other link, I'm live on the horizontal too. That's the StreamYard. Hit the link.
Every organism,
every
flower, every bacteria, everything on earth has to die. So who convinced us that death is a bad thing when everybody has to go through it?
That's true.
So good people, bad people, kids, everybody has to die. So how can death be a bad thing?
That's true. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's the way of life.
Yeah, you're supposed to cry when born because they have to endure is going to go through. But not a death should be more, especially for a guy like that, homie, who really fulfills his purpose and steps into his calling and did it, really excelled at it, homie. So, you know, they say the good always die young.
Hey, Unc, what about that one with this train station?
Ah, man.
Shout out to the sub.
That's horrific. But man, just as there are bad things that happened today, there were some great things that happened. It's just the bad overshadowed the good.
Yeah.
Yeah, homie. So, yeah, homie, there's some people that celebrating they had a baby today. There's some people that celebrating that it's their birthday. And you know, they're living a great life, and we had a bad moment, but it don't make it a bad day.
Yeah. I don't know. It makes me worry now, Unc, like, because I know
he's picking his toes. This white guy, he's picking his toes and wiping his nose, bro. Yo, stop, bro, please.
Alex, I can't take this shit no more.
you go out and you speak to these schools and you go out and you do these live events.
Yeah, I just got into it. Yeah, they ambushed me at a.
What happened? Can you talk about that? What happened at that school?
I went. So I had a comedy show in Jackson, Mississippi. And anytime I do a comedy show, anytime I do a comedy show in any city, I like to stop and do community work. So I stayed an extra day. So I was supposed to left that morning. So I stayed an extra day. I went and spoke at Lanier High School. And I thought that was my only speaking engagement. So then they said, hey, man, we want to go speak at the college. It's not going to take long. It's going to be quick 15 minutes. I had a flight to go catch. I had to go check out the hotel. So I disregarded catching the flight, checking out a hotel to show up at school, you know. But they kept on asking, snitching, and they're trying to blame snitching on slavery and the oppressors and we're being persecuted. I'm like, man, this is a bit, man, these are college kids. Why would you be talking gangsters and Italians? I said, man, so I said, hey, y'all, listen. The old man told me this is why two black people, so I gave him that spiel. I got to catch a flight. I got to go. So when I left home, they came chasing after me with the phones out and things. So I said, come on, man. So obviously they didn't want the man, so I gave him the character.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, but I was disappointed,
they
man.
didn't want the man, so I gave him the character. I don't know.
They would. I've been on the front page of the American Bar Association Journal. I've spoken at some of the most prestigious college universities in the United States of America, man. Texas Western University, University of Texas, University of Arkansas in Fayetteville.
Sometimes the bad outweigh the good. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe at this point, nothing he says, even if it means anything, will stand for anything in the media. You know. But for the most part, this guy is definitely giving off a weird type of energy when it comes to somebody that you was paying and you was hyped up to kick it with and all that. And now you know what I'm saying? Like,
man, I've done a national study in a national partnership with the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism over at Arizona State University. So these are major universities I've done partnerships with.
Right.
Here I am at HBCU talking snitch and shit, man. So yeah.
So, but my thing is like, damn, like you came out to come talk to kids and then they just pressed you and tried to basically blindside you into some bullshit.
If they would have told me, hey, Charleston, we're setting up for a debate, I would say, hey, I don't do debates.
Yeah, because you're not there to bring that type of shit. You're there to talk to kids and students and shit.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we could have been talking content creation, AI, 501c3,
yeah.
Youth activism. So I'm thinking, man, way more than what's snitching. I'm saying those are the liberal schools that we have to contend with in the black community that projects and propagates a victim mindset and a victim mentality to African American people in America.
Oh, so they were trying to. Wait, what do you mean by?
They're trying to blame white people, homie, slavery, and us being persecuted is why we're.
See, that's the part I don't understand. We don't have to play victim. We don't always have to acknowledge slavery, but I think that's the issue, in my opinion. That's like skipping over. That's like all of the shit black people done been through, and then you see the results of it, and you want to skip over the cause of it. This is the effects of it. So everything we see with our black people now, we ain't got to make no excuses for that. Black people in a fucked up predicament because of the things that led up to how we were bred in America, okay? The Negro, the black American Negro, okay? So now they're seeing the effects of it and now they're scared. Now they don't like what they see. Oh my God, I'm so frightened. I'm terrified of this black man. Well, goddamn it, didn't you create him? Did you or did you not create the black man that you see in front of you today? Yes, you'll have your exceptional token black man. Okay, I get that. But for the majority, no, bro, that's the effects. The effects. Cause and effect. Okay? Why do we want to skip over the cause and just highlight the effect? I don't understand that.
It's going against black people. For the white man is what they're saying.
Oh.
I'm saying, what the fuck? Man, what if someone breaks into your house? You can't call the black group, you gotta call the police. The man.
Yeah. That's crazy though. That's crazy talk, bro. Nah, but I want to do. We should go. There's been a lot of negativity in the world. I think you and I we should go do some fire shit. We should go get back to some people that are unfortunate, some single mothers, some single fathers. We should go get back to some people, bro. I'm with that.
Did you say you confronted him? This is not a confrontation, bro. Stop it.
And we don't have to go to Africa to do it. We're right here in America, so there's a lot of disenfranchised, not just black people, a bunch of children in America go to bed hungry and wake up hungry. So let's go hit the roads of America, man, like Paris Hilton and that Nicole Richie chick used to do. Just go on a road trip and just hit the streets of America, man.
No, I'm with that. You know, Unc, would you be down to go to YoungBoy's show with me in Chicago?
Oh, yeah, they be talking that shit.
You would?
I told you, like, they be categorizing folks now, you know?
I would go because I know we're going to have the best police protection in the world. Trump is sending the national troops there. I'm ready. Come on, let's go, nephew.
All right. Hey, I'm going to call you off stream, though. Let's start cooking up some ideas to go do for everyone. Let's try to heal America.
All right, got this.
All right, bro. Bro, I love Charleston, bro. Wait, chat, be honest, bro. Like, if he's...
that wasn't a confrontation, y'all. I don't know what people... That didn't sound like a confrontation, though, right there. It didn't sound like a confrontation. But I did drop the link. Yeah, man, I think, shit... It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Let's highlight this real quick.
You've seen the outrage from the right. And look, again, nobody is saying that, oh my gosh, we're happy that this happened to Charlie Kirk. Nobody. I don't believe in political violence. However, the right is saying...
Political violence, once again, man, this political violence shit is getting on my nerves. This political violence stuff, man. They ain't gonna just say violent. It's political violence, yo. That's crazy.
Well, this
Riders
is
for life. What
and
it do?
You liberals are killers.
What was it when the one congresswoman was murdered along with her husband in Minnesota and another congressman? See, because here's the thing. Now, they bantering the word assassination around. Charlie Kirk was not a political figure. I mean, he might have been influential as a political figure. He wasn't a political figure. He wasn't
educational and educational and entertainment purposes. Excuse me.
Assassinate. He was shot. He was shot, and that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, that happens to far too many people. But those other two congressmen, they were political figures, and they were shot because of their political beliefs. And it's always like we can only have empathy for people if we relate to them, if we spark to them, if we have a tribal connection to them. It is a shame, and the thing that makes me
okay, but he wasn't into politics. He probably was into politics, and he probably argued policy and all of that type of stuff. But he wasn't a political figure. And he could have possibly ran to be a political figure, but he wasn't, from my understanding, right? I don't understand that. I'm confused about that.
The angriest about this is I always swore that I would never cede my humanity to anybody or any other situation, but that's getting more and more difficult to do because I certainly don't believe a young man, 31 years old, should have lost his life. But Charlie Kirk was a horrible human being. He said horribly incendiary things. As a matter of fact, he died. The very last words he spoke were basically putting the onus of gun violence on gangs, which is a synonym for synonymous with black people. He blamed the very way he died was lying about black people with his last breath. And I just think the best thing I can say is that I hope he believed what he was saying. I hope he believed that lives being lost were worth it for the Second Amendment and persevere. I hope he believed that there should be a lack of empathy. He was parsing between sympathy. Sympathy means we have a similarity. Empathy means I have nothing to do with you, but I can still feel your pain as a human being. And I hope he believed all the rhetoric he espoused, because if not, that was certainly an empty, vacant way to live, and certainly a horrible way to die.
Speaking of, here is Charlie Kirk on empathy.
Instead, it is to say you're actually not in pain. So let's just a very short clip. Bill Clinton in the 1990s, it was all about empathy and sympathy. I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up new age term that it does a lot of damage, but it is very effective when it comes to politics. Sympathy I prefer more than empathy. That's a separate topic for a different time. Here's cut 60.
Okay. So
empathy is to put yourself in someone's shoes, and then sympathy is to, be sad for a person, basically. So I don't understand why that's a big deal. You could be logical about an issue, or you could be sympathetic. You could be sad about something. What's the big deal about it? But once again, even with the clip with Charlie Kirk, right? Like, Charlie Kirk is just one of those guys that was used to cause this uproar that we're currently in right now. The hostile environment that we're currently in right now is based off of not only this topic, it could be multitudes of things. And then other subjects have been pushed to the side too. I'll go out on a limb and say that. There were some things that people have been waiting for, like the Epstein list. I know that for a fact. And we've yet to get that. but we're getting this. And this is taking our minds completely off of that. I'll say that much. All right.
You said, sympathy and empathy are different. It would be great if one could have both. And that means, it sounds to me like he's saying, if I can't relate to you in any way, if you're not of my tribe, then I can't understand what it's like for you. Yeah. Therefore I have no empathy, no feelings about, no good feelings.
Exactly. Like even whenever, this is just my assessment of, when I hear a white guy tell me how much he loves Christ, I wonder who he hates more. Because it wasn't a mess of love and togetherness. It was separateness. It's superiority versus inferiority.
I mean,
and it amazes me how when Jesus was sitting with Lazarus, when Lazarus was asleep, he was sitting with I forgot her name. He was with her, crying with her, even though he knew that he would wake him up 5 minutes from now. Like he knew, but that's empathy.
The one thing I will say though, man, is like, let's stop. I think they've gotten too comfortable mixing politics and mixing religion. I think they've gotten too comfortable with that shit. And then when you address them on it, it's an issue, right? Let's see here. Let's see what else we can react to real quick. And then go from there. I don't know if I don't know if guys be like flagging channels for doing this, but let's go.
Preachers from across the country certainly were not holding back from the pulpit on Sunday. Here is a few of what some of them had to say. We're going to start with Pastor Jamal Bryant, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Atlanta.
I'm concerned about all of these Negro preachers who've been, in fact, talking about that this man that was killed was the answer to Christ in the earth. Y'all ain't saying that. They having moments of silence in black churches all over the country over a man that was racist and a white supremacist. How dare you compare him to Martin Luther King?
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, you give us the the cause, and now this is the effect, right? So now this is what we're on now, and it has become a racial intentive matter, right? It's no longer just it's no longer just an assassination. It has to be political. This is what it has led to. Let me make sure ain't nothing going on my channel. Let's go.
The only thing that Charlie Crist and Martin Luther King got in common is both of them was killed by a white man. After that, they got nothing else in common.
In the name of Jesus, I pray
they won't say
that you'll perform a miracle.
They won't say that, though. I don't know why that's like steeped over,
In this country. It does not necessitate turning water into wine. We're asking you that you will shift gun control in this country. I pray that our seniors...
Oh, the gun control shit, though. Now, see, that's why you lose me, man. You lose me on that. This political... So the black pastor sits up there, and then he talks about something political, and then he brings up gun control. Like, stop. We got to stop falling for that shit right there. That shit right there is not cool. I'm not with the...
Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
Feel safe. I want our parents to feel safe sending their kids to school and not be alarmed, fearing that there will be a school shooting like it was in Colorado on the exact same day. I pray, dear Lord, that there will be a peace that passes all understanding. I pray that you will disarm the adversary. Now, God, I pray that you will strengthen us so that we can fight in the spirit realm, that we'll be able to pull down every stronghold, that we'll be able to lean on you for areas that
they want to disarm us. That's all I hear, man. Like, all I hear is somebody telling me that they want to disarm us. I don't hear nothing about no accountability, okay? No accountability in these subjects, all right?
Do not understand. Thank you that this shift, this revival will take place not by might, not by power, but only by your spirit. And God, we're saying to you today publicly, you can use us as healing virtue for this land. Thank you, dear Lord, because you already gave us the remedy. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, you'll hear from heaven. God, heal America today.
So they want to raid our communities, take our guns, tell us to stop protecting ourselves. For what? Why y'all want to take our gun? What about that rights conservative side you keep referring? Y'all don't tell them y'all want to take their weapons, though. But y'all want to come to black communities and take our guns? Get the fuck out. All right, that's enough for today, man. It's your boy L Boogie Reacts. Make sure y'all sub up to the channel. Hit the like button. Share the content as much as you can. And stay tuned for more topics, more content coming soon. Other than that, hug your loved ones. Let them know how much you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. And just like that, let me read this real quick. I don't listen to the ministers at all. I do listen to Minister Farrakhan, though, because he's speaking facts and puts solutions on the table other than I see it as their views only. What I'll say to that, right? I'm going to say this. You want to talk about the black community with the guns, taking the guns and stuff like that, or taking the firearms. Even when it comes to a Muslim pastor, man, I'm not gonna sit up here and downplay the brother because he be dropping jewels, but I'm not also going to sit up here and say that a lot of things have changed. You can change the way that your community might conduct themselves. You know, so maybe he's just changing the way his community conducts themselves, you know. Other than that, we up out of here. It's your boy L Boogie. Sub up to the channel. Deucey Macabre, appreciate you subbing up. Appreciate all of the subs that rocked out with your boy. If you want to support the channel, y'all can hit the links that I dropped in the chat, the stream elements, and we also got the Cash App in the description. Or on the YouTube channel. Just click the channel. You'll see more content as well. And then we can go from there. Then you can go from there, excuse me. All right. But other than that, we're going to get up out of here. It's your boy L Boogie Reacts. Until next time, we out.
Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
I can't take this shit no more.